Welcome to the University of the Free State.
Wa amohelwa ho University of the Free State.
Welkom by die Universiteit van die Vrystaat.
Siyakwamukela eNyuvesi yase-Free State.
Situated in the heart of South Africa, my university is a creation of the past, the present, and the future. Across our 3 campuses, 7 faculties have been home to some of the most magnificent minds. Everything we do is rooted in our values of excellence, innovation and impact, accountability, care, social justice, and sustainability. We have been changing the world for more than a century. We continue to pave the way and inspire a fresh stream of knowledge and skill to follow in the footsteps of our scholars and alumni. We hunger for knowledge that will help us to be better and to do better. Our facilities encourage excellence, pulling us towards the light of new insight and ways of applying what we know. We lead by example, advocating sustainability in everything that we do. While we are making a current impact, we are also steering towards the future with the knowledge and skills we need to take the lead. The next 12 years will be especially significant in our growth as our Vision 130 unfolds, which will peak in 2034 when the University of the Free State celebrates 130 years of existence. Vision 130 is our strategic intent to reposition the university for 2034. Join us on this journey. Together, we will go further.
Good afternoon, and welcome to the launch of public health. I just want to establish if other colleagues and presenters have joined us online. Thank you. We will soon start. There is a musical item while we are waiting for those who are late. It's 3 o'clock. We should resume with the program. We'll just give them 3 minutes of the item and then we'll continue with the program. Thank you very much. Thank you. Can we give them a round of applause? Thank you very much, Botswana Cultural Group. My name is Jack Mukwena. I will be the program director for this afternoon or this evening. I just want to give few house rules. The first one being cell phone. May I humbly request that we put our cell phones on silent or vibration. To the issue of ablution facilities, all are on this same floor for both male and female. If nature calls, please just do your thing without disrupting the program. The last point is that we are 10 minutes behind. Therefore, that will mean as a program director, I will request, as you will see on the tables, each speaker has allocated time. Then that means that time will not follow as it is, but each speaker will remain within the allocated time, please. And thank you very much for honoring this occasion, for the welcome of Public Health, University of the Free State. May you give yourselves a round of applause, please. There are welcome drinks. I hope you've managed to have a drink. If not, I think they are still available. As a program director, mine is to just direct the program as it is, and it's an honor and a privilege to be amongst you, especially our Chancellor, whom has been my favorite person, especially in leadership for many years. It's an honor to be among an honorable leader. All of you, you are very important and you are playing a crucial role, all in public health. Those who are experts in the field of public health will attest that public health involves all of us, not a particular discipline, because it looks at the community holistically. Therefore, as a program director, I would like to call my boss, my dean, Prof. Gert van Zyl, to come and open and welcome all of us officially. Can we give him a round of applause, please?
Quite a nice sound, isn't it? Good afternoon. The future belongs to those that believe in the beauty of their dreams. Future belongs to those that believe in the beauty of their dreams. Welcome to this special occasion in the Faculty of Health Sciences, opening the Division of Public Health, as well as the programs associated with that. I think the program director already took the opportunity to welcome our Chancellor, Professor Moale. So I must say also, Jack, I've got the same sentiments as yourself. And we are privileged actually to know that the Chancellor's term has been extended for a second term. And thank you for being here and actually giving gravitas to this occasion. Much appreciated, Chancellor. Also online, we've got a lot of online members, but also guests. My appreciation also to the Acting Vice-Chancellor, Professor Anthea Roda, that will be online. Our guest speaker that's sitting at our table, Professor Josetwe from Orem Research Institute. We will also, I think, have online input from Mr. Rampelani, the DG Dean of the National Department of Health. At our table, Dr. Mazangwa, Acting DGD, also representing the Health Department, but also CEO of Universitas Hospital. Then from Pelenomi Hospital, Dr. Matsi Disu, and Dr. Setegu from the National District Hospital, representing those two facilities. Sister Caroline Mureku from Netcare that is joining us. Also from the private sector, welcome to you. My team, especially to Prof. Joyce Tswaka-Gwengweni, that's the Vice Dean Research, Transformation and Marketing. Prof. Joyce, I do know that you've taken the leadership in establishing this department, arranging this function, so my appreciation and welcome also to you. To Prof. Corlia Janse van Vieren, the Vice Dean Teaching and Learning, Prof. Chris Viljoen, Head of School of Biomedical Sciences, Prof. Nicholas Piers, Head of the School of Clinical Medicine, Mrs. Shamel Cardosa, Faculty Manager, Dr. Chipu, Acting Head of the School of Nursing, and then also Jack McQuena, the Assistant Faculty Manager. To all the faculty members, management members, welcome to you. To heads of the department, I've noticed a number of heads of department being in the audience. To you also welcome, and all the academics and support staff. But we want to welcome also specific members that will participate in the program this afternoon. So the supervisors, representatives, Dr. Maseku, Prof. Rasangani, Professor Hagemeister, Dr. Mabilani, and Prof. Sekocha Mamelu. Prof. Mamelu is also in the audience, so welcome to you also. Then to the student representative of the students, Mrs. Makua is a PhD student, and there's a second representative that will also talk on behalf of the international students, Ms. Puleng Rampala. Public health and other staff, Dr. Shangasi, to Dr. Malondu, Dr. Milambu, Dr. Maseku, and Dr. Mbakasi, to all of you also welcome. Other staff members, to Cindy Motloe, to Mr. Zulu, to Petunia Ramtlan-Mani, and Ruben Maeku. And then also colleagues from the Free State Health Department, Dr. Shikopfu, Dr. Sammy Mokoena, Professor Maharaj, Dr. Tejani, and Dr. Tesiku. Can I actually say also to all friends of public health? I hope I've covered everybody. I start again where I started first introductions. The future belongs to those who believe in the beauty of their dreams. Now that is a quote from Eleanor Roosevelt, and I immediately want to say, yes, we dreamed. Yes, we spent time on the dream. But we are at a significant milestone today in launching this particular important program in the faculty. The vision of the dream started already more than 5 years ago. It started with a small group of us having a discussion on taking public health forward. At that first meeting, we already agreed on an action plan. And I must say there were a lot of steps in that action plan. And Prof. Joyce, you were there. You will remember that we actually said we'll do it and we'll achieve. But we knew then, if we keep true to this dream, we will have success. And this success will not be for us, but for the influence of the lives of many postgraduate students in the future that will enroll in the programs in the division and will uplift themselves by getting a quality and relevant qualification ready to serve the bigger community. I've overstated the place at the welcoming, so ending off the welcome with a final quote. Yoko Ono once said, "A dream you dream alone is only a dream. A dream you dream alone is only a dream. A dream you dream together is reality. Never stop dreaming and never stop sharing, talking about your dreams. People will listen. Some will support you emotionally, believe in you, and trust that you can do it. Those who can will help with what they have got. So to all of you that are part of this dream, this division of public health dream, remember our dream and vision. Continue with the collaborative efforts and spirit. Remain committed to the dream. Do everything that's needed to allow it to excel, and never forget the core values we embraced in the beginning when we started this dream. Welcome. Thank you.
Thank you, Prof. Gert. The next speaker is the Chancellor of the University of the Free State, former President of Business Unit South Africa, Professor of Practice in the Johannesburg Business School, in the Faculty of Business and Economics, and a chairperson of 2 listed entities, the Bidvest Group Limited and Accelometal, as well as Swiss Recorporate Solutions Africa, and SBV Services. He's a member of the Community of Chairpersons of the World Economic Forum and author of the 2 best-selling books, Lift as You Rise and Behold the Turtle. In November 2001, he received the Presidential Award for his servanthood in South African industry and the economic empowerment of the previously disadvantaged individuals. He is also the recipient of the African Union's Lifetime Achievement Award 2024 as Africa Career and Gala Award in recognition of exceptional contribution and achievement. 2024 Society of Industrial and Organizational Psychologists of South Africa Special Presidential Business Leadership Award for commitment to ethical leadership, social justice, and economic transformation. 2023 ME Vision Academy Award, exclusive recognition in successful leadership for consistently leading self and people successfully leading as a senior executive and CEO, successfully leading society in various impactful roles and contributing to mentoring and inspiring future successfully. He has been included in the Reputation Poll internationally 2023 list of 100 most reputable Africans. The selection criteria are integrity, reputation, transparency, visibility, and impact. May we join hands in welcoming the Chancellor of the University of the Free State, Professor Bonamohang.
Can health be anything else but public? Because the rich will always make a plan. If there is no electricity, they can buy solar panels, they can buy batteries, and hela altit berama planmus. But our constitution is the best in the world, not because we are clever. It is the best in the world because we stole unashamedly. It's the best in the world because not so much of what is contained in the 198 chapters of the main body of the Constitution. I think it's the best in the world because of what is contained in just the one pager called the preamble. Because it starts with the words, we the people. My words, not the politicians. It then says, recognizing the past injustices. In the middle, it both implores and mandates you and I to fix this past injustice. And again, my words, not the politicians. It says it's the best in the world because of these 3 pillars on which it rests. The first speaks about this notion of a constitutional democracy. So even if you wanted to do to those that did to us Our constitution doesn't allow us to. The second, it talks about this notion of social justice. The third talks about fundamental human rights. Yes, there's the freedom of association, the freedom of speech. I mean, you can kiss whoever you want today, even of the same gender. But the one that is less sexy to talk about is the freedom from hunger. So as we congratulate the opening of public health, where it's rightfully located with the public, it is one of those 30 fundamental human rights that are enshrined in the UN Charter. 30 years into democracy, all of us clearly have not succeeded in eradicating the legacy of apartheid. 30 years into democracy, isn't it amazing that poverty still has primarily a black and feminine face? 30 years into democracy, if wealth is the inevitable outcome of both hard work and enterprise, then every woman in Africa should be a dollar billionaire. Mine is to make a few remarks, just some sound bites as I lay the foundation for our guest of honor. Whitley Phipps, at the time that we thought it wasn't going to happen, in a gathering of people just like us, stood up to remind us that it was the rule of law, that the slaves were not allowed to play the white keys of the piano. All the Negro spirituals were composed using the black keys. And he went on to play and sing this classic, The Amazing Grace, by John Newton, composed with just 5 black keys. Today, 30 years into democracy, we are daughters and sons of amazing warriors. We have much more than just the 5 black keys. Our GDP is $400 billion, which is the same that it was in 2011. In real terms, it means our discretionary purchasing power and disposable income is actually backwards. At the time that the original members of BRICS, the 4 of them now are BRICS plus 13, and as we speak, are talking about how they can reimagine, replan, repurpose a multipolar, but also a new order of things. At the time that the world is converging and disintegrating at the same time, concurrently, simultaneously, and in parallel. Harriet Tubman is a slave abolitionist. She says, I've freed 1,000 slaves. I could have freed 1,000 more if only they knew they were slaves.
Can we give a round of applause to the Chancellor? Thank you very much, Prof. Bonam Mohale. I think that is recorded and can be made available. Once more, can I ask that we give Prof. a round of applause? The next message is going to be played using technology. I believe when the team is ready, the message is from the acting Vice Chancellor and Principal of the University of the Free State, Professor Anthea Roda. Thank you.
Esteemed colleagues, honored guests, and dear students, it is my distinct pleasure and honor to welcome you to this momentous occasion as we officially launch our new public health program, Today marks a significant milestone symbolizing the beginning of an academic endeavor aligned with Vision 130, which emphasizes academic excellence, quality, and impact. So today's launch represents a crucial step in the Faculty of Health Sciences' commitment to addressing public health challenges within our communities as well as nationally and globally. It also represents a crucial step in the University of the Free State's dedication to tackling public health challenges that are prevalent in our communities. The Division of Public Health aspires to be engaging, diversified public health through innovative, globally responsive research. Public health, as is common knowledge, is the study and practice of safeguarding and improving the well-being of individuals and community. It includes the promotion of healthy lifestyles, the prevention of diseases, and efforts to control infectious illnesses. More than merely a vocation, public health is a calling that demands commitment, empathy, and a determination to effect positive change. The launch of this program represents the Division of Public Health's values, which are to commit to relevance, ethics, innovation, excellence, and Ubuntu. The curriculum is deliberately structured to be interdisciplinary, effectively bridging the gap between various fields, including medicine, epidemiology, sociology, and health policy. The Division of Public Health endeavors to provide our students with the necessary knowledge and practical skills to analyze, strategize, and implement effective public health interventions. Furthermore, it aims to establish partnerships with government agencies, non-governmental organizations, and international bodies. This will equip our students with the necessary skills to lead public health initiatives on a national and global platform. I would like to extend my sincere appreciation to the Dean of the Faculty of Health Sciences, Professor Gert van Zyl, as well as the faculty's Vice Dean, Professor Joyce Choka Gwengweni, and the team for their tireless efforts in developing a comprehensive and impactful program. To our esteemed stakeholders and valued partners, your support has been invaluable, and we are grateful for the collaborative efforts that have shaped our public health curriculum and research. And to our students, as aspiring public health professionals, you possess the capability to influence a healthier future, not just for individuals but for entire communities, and your contribution will be essential in promoting health equity and social justice. And so as we officially launch this program today, I would like to encourage all individuals present to maintain a high level of engagement, curiosity, and compassion. Let us remember that public health encompasses more than a simple field of study. It is a commitment to service and a promise to make a positive impact in the world. I am confident that this new public health program will contribute significantly to the academic prestige of the University of the Free State and will be a source of innovative solutions to the complex health challenges of our time. So once again, I would like to express my gratitude for your presence as we gather to celebrate this new exciting chapter. Thank you for being here to share in this special occasion. Together we will strive with determination and a clear vision to promote public health and enhance the well-being of individuals and communities nationally and globally.
Thank you very much. Can we give a round of applause? In my efforts to try to understand public health, I tried to Google. As you all know, I'm not in public health. What I found interesting and that I could relate to was the fact that the work done, the impact is felt by the society or the community. And then it reminded me of the concept that I once came across of social entrepreneurship. Then I saw public health fitting, according to me, with my little knowledge, to say it's more about society, it's more about people of all types and all ages to prevent rather than treat diseases. Thank you very much. By so saying, I was actually narrating before I call Prof. Joyce Tsokakokweni, the Vice Dean and Head of Public Health, to come and give us the history of the program Public Health in the Faculty of Health Sciences. Can we join hands in welcoming her on stage?
Okay, good afternoon. Thank you, Program Director. Can you hear me? Perfect, okay. I always fiddle with the mic and mess it up in the end. But yeah, I want to say all protocol observed. Okay. Is it on? Okay. Okay. Yes, allow me to say all protocol observed. It is indeed a great honor and pleasure for me as I stand here and we're celebrating the launch of our public health programs. Yeah, the story of public health, it's a 7-year affair. As the Dean said, it's more than 5 years. We started talking about it in 2018 when I first joined the university. And the Dean explained that there have been attempts to start public health, but for some reasons it never materialized. The Dean gave us approval to start the programs in the faculty. And I remember in 2019, just before that, in 2018, the Dean introduced me to the then manager for teaching and learning, and she also introduced me to our colleagues in the Department of Institutional Research and Academic Planning. So I went to talk to them, and I was left discouraged because they said to me, it's going to take a little bit longer than you are expecting to implement these programs. Yeah, but I was encouraged that the Dean was behind it, and in 2019, the whole faculty management, I don't know if they still remember, were all dressed up nicely as if we were going to some exotic holiday. You know, we dressed in colorful hats and shades. We're going to present our budget to the university DVC for operations. And among the items in the agenda was public health story. We were going to tell them we want to introduce the programs and later develop it into a school. And when we left there, our budget was approved to only get someone who could develop the programs and coordinate it. But we were not discouraged. So we continued. And eventually in 2020, in April, we appointed a senior lecturer who could coordinate the program and drive it. Yeah, there were a little bit of hurdles there because just as the person started, COVID hit, and we had to put a lot of things on ice, but we continued anyway. That was 2020. In 2021, we acquired some funding from the DVC academic, and we appointed 2 additional lecturers through the Kubega Development Program. I did not ask permission to mention their names, but they'll just have to forgive me. The first senior lecturer we appointed and coordinator was Dr. James Ndirango, and we appointed the 2 lecturers, Dr. Mutsizi Mulondo and Stembiso Ndlovu. And then in 2021, 2022, we added 3 more additional staff, which were postdoctoral research fellows. And these were Dr. Delulego Masego. Oh, I'm glad he's here. I'm really happy he's here because he came all the way from Swaziland. I thought he's online. Yeah, and also we added Dr. Jean-Paul Milambo, we added Dr. Wilfred Nunu. So all in all, counting myself in, we had 7 core staff members in the Division of Public Health. Of course, we later replaced Dr. James Ndirango, who was the very first staff member in the division, with Dr. Pindile Shangasi. She's among here, she's the senior lecturer and coordinator of the programs now. It was in November 2022 when the programs were accredited. First, the Doctor of Philosophy in Public Health by the Council for Higher Education and SAQA. And then in February 2023, the Master of Public Health was also accredited and registered, and we were allowed, we could now enroll students. Right, it was only until the 2nd semester that we could enroll the first cohort of students into the program. And during that time, we enrolled 6 Master of Public Health and 14 PhDs. This year in 2024, we enrolled 26 students, 13 in each program. Currently, we have 46 students. Allow me just to share a little bit about their profile as I conclude, Program Director. Okay. Currently, we have 46 students, and 19 are Master of Public Health, and 27 are PhDs. These students, 78% are female, and the majority of them, 90%, is African Black, for obvious reasons. We do have some international students from Lesotho, from Kenya, and Namibia. I must say the quality of our students is it's high. Our students come already, they are matured, they are people who are working. They are working for well-known organizations, and most of them are in the leadership positions. They are assistant, deputy, or directors. They are program or coordinators. They are health professionals, they are HODs. So the quality of our students is high as well, is good quality. We have social workers, psychologists, and they are from Ministry of Health, they are from the faculty or the university. For the coming year, 2025, we already received 224 applications just for the Master of Public Health program, and 30 applications for PhDs, and we only need about 30. So our programs already, before we could even start the active marketing or recruitment, they are already in high demand within South Africa nationally and in the continent. The project that they cover They address a range of public health topics of global and national importance. I just want to share a little bit about the staff. I've already mentioned 7 staff members. I must say the staff already is quality as well. We have good staff members and they've achieved a lot in the short time. The 7 core staff members that I mentioned. And in less than 5 years, the staff members, let me just say that they are all PhD qualified. They've already surpassed the aim of the goal of the university to have 75% of staff with PhDs. All of them have PhDs. And in less than 5 years, they've produced 30 publications. They've presented in more than 50 conferences, both nationally and internationally. And they've formed collaborations also nationally and internationally. They've been engaged in different high-profile meetings. As you can see, we have 46 students currently. Of course, the 7 will not cope. I'm proud to say that we have about 15 to 20 internal supervisors from the faculty, from all schools in the faculty, also from the Faculty of Humanities, the Center for Health Systems Research and Development, and also from the Faculty of Natural and Agricultural Sciences, who stepped in to offer their supervisory and academic expertise to ensure that the existence and sustainability of these programs, it continues. I like someone, I don't know, the leader said that public health is everybody's business. I think that's what our colleagues in the different departments in the faculty felt as well, that public health is also their business. We don't just end off in the faculty or the university. We have external supervisors as well, who are already collaborators, colleagues from other institutions, from Human Sciences Research Council, from South African Medical Research Council, from Mpumalanga Research Institute, Wits University, University of Venda, and also from Zimbabwe. As I end off, I just want to say that I'm confident that the launch of the public health programs at the university is timely and visionary. And because of the quality of staff and the quality of the programs, their relevance, their multidisciplinary nature, sustainability, and responsiveness to local, national, and global public health challenges, these programs are contributing to the UFS vision, as the DVC academic was saying. They are contributing to the UFS Vision 130 of achieving academic excellence, quality and impact, of achieving maximum societal impact with sustainable relationships, of achieving a diverse, inclusive, and equitable university. Going forward, we plan to introduce the online programs for postgraduate diploma in public health and Master of Public Health degree in implementation science. I just want to thank everyone. When I say everyone who has contributed and is still contributing to the success of the public health programs at the University of the Free State. We continue to rely on your support to ensure that the Division of Public Health will one day develop into the School of Public Health, as was initially planned by the faculty. Thank you, Program Director.
Thank you very much, Prof. Joyce Tsoka-Kokweni. Can we give her one round of applause? Thank you. While sitting down, I got instruction from the organizers that phase 1 of the program is complete, and I must request a musical item from Botswana cultural dancers. What is nice is that these cultural dancers are from the University of the Free State. All are our students. While they are performing, you are requested to go have something at the back there. I think they will conduct us on how we are going to get something for refreshments. And after, we'll go to the phase 2, which will be our last phase of the launch. Thank you very much. Round of applause for yourselves and to all the speakers. Thank you very much. You can give them a round of applause. Thank you, Botswana cultural dancers. As we continue, may I request that we give an ear to the congratulatory message from the DGG at National Health, Mr. Rampela Murewani. He's virtually joining us. This is the joy of technology in the year we live in, the year of artificial intelligence, the year of internet. Over to Ntate Murewani, Acting Deputy Director General, HIV/AIDS, TB, and Maternal and Child Health. Thank you.
Good afternoon, sir, and good afternoon to the members of the audience in the room. I'm just disappointed in myself that I'm now with the technology is doing to my side. I'm struggling with the video, and I've decided that I would go on, and somebody is going to be helping with the video. But in the interest of time, I would need to just show respect to the colleagues that have been waiting and get going. Good afternoon once more, and my sincere apologies for not being able to join from the beginning. But I'm happy I'm here, I'm able to join. Listing the reasons why I was not able to join is not necessarily going to address your frustration and me not being part of you physically. So thank you very much again to Dr. Chizi Mulondo for the invitation. Thanks very much to everyone else who was involved in planning. And I made a commitment that the next other physical meeting, I should be able to make it. You know, I will endeavor to put everything aside to join, because technology is good, but human face is great. So it's good that it makes us connect, but human face has got an element of warmth. So you're able to feel the heartbeat, you're able to see facial expression, you're able to see even the mannerism at times is very helpful. But without going on and on about this issue, I would want to firstly just to congratulate Dr. Mulondo on this very day, particularly on her achievement. It's not everybody who's lucky enough to be listed, at least, let alone winning, but to be listed and be available to receive prestigious awards at the global health level, because global health is a matter that is contested by developing, developed, and the least developed countries. And as South Africa, a country that's listed as among the lowest and middle income countries, even though some people want to push us on the upper end of that LMIC, we remain a middle income country indeed. So to have one of our own grabbing that award, it's an honor indeed. But in fact, if you are to follow, even I guess if you follow a route, you'd find that the people of a village, none of them would have dreamt to have gotten this award. So for that, really she deserves a round of applause, because it's an achievement that the least of the other people from an area, from an upbringing, would ever have dreamt of winning. But with that, I just want to say I come to you on the eve of us making very important decisions as a country, where the country is going to be hosted, and the Department of Health has staked its own claim on what it needs to put forward before the countries of the world, or the group of 20 countries, very important countries. We are hosting this G20, just following on the presidency of Brazil, which, as you would know, we're working together with Brazil within BRICS countries. So it couldn't have been more appropriate for us to take over from Brazil and therefore take the torch or the baton to move on. And one of the most exciting things, even more exciting than that one, is because we are the forerunner, or we are going ahead of the USA that is going to follow after us. So we've decided that when we go into that space, we'll be able to stake our claim in a number of other areas. But as you would know, one of the most important things that we want to parade before the countries of the world during our presidency, even when we host it next year, is about universal health coverage. Universal health coverage, which in South Africa we refer to it as national health insurance, is a subject that, I guess it was unintended, has divided opinions and some of us that chose to sit on one side of the opinion, not because of the convenience of working for the same government or the same ministry, but because of personal convictions of what it will usher when it comes through. So it's a program, it's one of the activities that we want to debate and put forth, listen to what other people are saying, and also speak about our own issues also. And the matters that are also trending at the global stage in terms of global health are matters of non-communicable diseases. We are confident that we need to put our handle very, very firmly on the non-communicable diseases, because if we lose the battle on that, there will be very few countries that are very sympathetic to what we're doing, because the richer countries that are investing in areas such as the Global Fund or even the PEPFAR itself, those are the countries that are saying we'll invest in HIV and AIDS because this is the least of our worries for now. But when you go to non-communicable diseases, these are the areas of work that they are also struggling in. So therefore, if we don't put any effort in making sure that we bring the non-communicable disease under control, we'll have no sympathy. So therefore, we don't have to relax. We must forge ahead. And I know the debate is raging on to say, why do you want to invest in HIV and AIDS so much that we even neglect NCDs? And where the response is very simple. Our minister consistently says this: the effort we've already put, the resources we've invested in telling the tide, up to a point where 96% of the people that are HIV positive know their status, and 79% of those that know their status are on ARVs, which is about 5.8 million people. And 93% of those that are on ARV have attained viral suppression. We are saying if we do anything different and stop, we will definitely reverse the gains of all the investment that we've made since 2004 to date. So we are not about to let go of this of the hand. We can't take our hands off the plow. So how do we then hope to achieve, on one hand, accelerating attainment of the 95 target, and inclusive of the vertical transmission, and on the other hand, addressing the non-communicable diseases. So this is how we want to do it. We are busy implementing the health system strengthening framework as released and articulated by the WHO. And in that, we are very clear. We're saying in terms of stewardship of the health system, in the leadership and governance sector, space, we need to strengthen our handle on that, because the health system is going to rise or fall on the leadership and governance. And in the leadership and governance, we do say, let us work together by making sure that people that are appointed in the positions of responsibility are people that know their responsibilities. They are able to execute them. They are given powers to do that. And of course, we've got instruments to appoint people, but also to hold them accountable. I think we just need to be people that are really standing up to implementing the law, so that when we say the Public Finance Management Access 1, 2, 3, we should be able to do that. But we also want to invest more in the vaccination program and health commodities, because as you would know, the discussion that's going on the TB vaccine, for an example, South Africa has provided the space for 9 sites in the country, and would want to raise our hands quite high and say we are standing up. During the recent UNGA, the minister met with the delegation, particularly led by the Bill and Melinda Gates, with people that are leading this work. And we are convinced that working together with other global bodies of vaccine production, such as Aspen and others, we should be able to support those initiatives so that we see the vaccines come into account as producing them. And we are saying all that because for us, once we get some vaccination for TB, we are sure because of the correlation between TB and HIV and AIDS, we'll be able to get some results. And we're also saying we need to invest in infrastructure. We need to invest in health technology. We need to principally invest in health information system. And as I'm talking to you, we're about to take off the ground with the implementation of electronic medical records. We've already distributed a patient registration system, health patient registration system in our facilities. Now we're following up with electronic medical records and want to start with HIV and AIDS and TB as our front-running programs that are going to benefit from that. So I think the other last thing that I want to deal with is that in the space where we are, particularly looking at where Dr. Mulondo comes from in terms of global health issues, we are concerned, as you see now currently, we're struggling with Mpox. And our struggle on Mpox can only be located to two critical areas of work that we do. One, it is located quite squarely in the area of One Health approach. We're saying that because unless we work together with the sectors of agriculture, working together with people that are working with the plant-heavy health services, will not be able to turn the tide against emerging and re-emerging diseases such as your Mpox. So we'll not be able to achieve any result. The second area that we're working on is about our pandemic preparedness and response. And we are saying quite strongly in that area, we need to work much harder. We need to work much smarter so that if it was to happen, and God forbid, that we have COVID-19, we should rise up to be in a space where, working together with the World Health Organization, we should be saying we are better resourced. But what does it mean to be ready? To be ready for pandemic outbreaks, would need to be ready, particularly at the level of integrated surveillance, disease surveillance, and response. We need to be stronger in terms of development of emergency plans for disasters. We need to be ready in areas of epidemiology capacity building, because if we don't do that, we'll not be able to predict and preempt the rate at which the outbreaks are going to be coming. But we want to join the world, the countries of the world, in making inputs through the international negotiating body, the World Health Organization, to stake our claim once more and say to us, for us as South Africa, these are the areas of worry. And as I'm about to conclude, just to say, what are we doing? And I remember I started with the universal health coverage. I want to go back there, but I will not dwell much on it. I just want to deal with instruments that are helping us to achieve. As quality assurance mechanisms, whether we have NHI tomorrow or we don't have it, whether we have NHI tomorrow in 10 years, it's not an issue that I want to address. But what I want to address is an assurance that this health system that we are running has put in place mechanisms for quality assurance. I know that colleagues would know that we've got the SAHPRA, South African Health Product Regulatory Authority, that is there standing guard. It's not purely just to look at medicines, but it's a quality assurance program for medicine and medical products and related issues, so that those that come through our shores, sold in our own in our own manufacturing industries, are the health products that are fit and very reliable for human consumption, and their efficacies have been tested and their safety have been confirmed. That's one. The second area that we've worked on, which is a quality assurance measure, is that the department has established, quite voluntarily, without any pressure, the Office of Health Standard Compliance. What did we achieve with that? Alongside that, we've set up an Office of Health Ombuds, which is an office that, if many people forget, I always remind them that when we dealt with life testimony, this is the office that championed the findings even before Judge Mutsenege came into the picture. And the other area that we continue to deal with is to work together with other stakeholders so that they're able to pull our ears down and say, or hold us by the throat to say, wait a minute, you're not doing enough. And working together with the institutions of higher learning, we are comforted because this is where health workers production happened. And our cry, for the past 2.5 days, we've been sitting in a strategic planning session, which is merely the reason why I've not been able to come. One of the things that we discussed, particularly when it comes to higher education institutions, is to say, at what point are we going to align the policies we develop and the training that goes on, so the health professionals that are produced are fit for purpose, not only for the public health sector, but for the population of South Africa. So, ladies and gentlemen, colleagues, I want to take this opportunity to thank you for inviting me, but most heartily for thanking you for putting up with me, for not being there, but lastly for tolerating me, not even showing my ugly face. I'm sure one day when we meet, you realize that my face is more uglier than even my host voice. Thank you very much, Dr. Mlondo. Thank you very much, the organizers. And therefore, I want to say to you, best of luck going forward. And I look forward to indeed working together in implementing some of the things that I've spoken about. Thank you very much, Program Director.
Thank you. Thank you to the DGD for the message. And thank you to the organizers for making this possible. Without wasting time, I would also like to ask from the Free State Department of Health, the acting DGG, the CEO, Dr. Mzangwa, to come and deliver the message of congratulatory. Can we give him a hand of applause?
Thank you, Program Director. Allow me to follow the protocol, say that protocol all observed. Otherwise, I'm seeing many of your faces, I'll not mention your name and think that I don't like you. I love you all. It is an honor and privilege for me to be part of this important occasion of the launch of the Division of Public Health. This is part of many strategic initiatives undertaken on the laborious journey towards the UFS Vision 130. This is the vision that seeks to strategically reposition the University of the Free State as a globally competitive institution of higher learning towards its celebration of 130 years of existence. We are here to congratulate you on this key milestone. You have become a habitual achiever in the quest to project the university as a center of academic excellence. This bold ambition coincides with our desire as custodians of health, care in general, and public health in particular, to be seen and appreciated as a center of excellence in the heart of South African region. We are entrusted with governance of public institutions during a very significant historical period, when our country celebrates 30 years of freedom and democracy. Our democracy has been the most resilient, even withstanding many tumultuous times, such as the lasting effects of the global finance crisis, which imposed the persistent ills of unemployment, poverty, and inequality on the developing economies such as ours. Health financing is indeed one of the key building blocks of World Health Organization framework for the health system financing. Then there was a COVID-19 global pandemic, which obliterated many efforts of developing economies to rise to the stage of self-sufficiency and meeting the basic human and healthcare needs for the populace. Our resilience is epitomized by our desire to win, the ability to adapt to ever-changing global circumstances, such as transitions in global technology systems, which has seen rise of artificial intelligence, which impacts heavily on how we work must be conducted, whilst remaining globally competitive, even managing the transition from the fourth towards the fifth industrial revolution. It is in this context that Free State Health Department of Health remains committed to providing exceptional health services to the regions of the region at the heart of South Africa. To achieve this, we have to be intentional as a state to create an enabling environment where every strategic player can find the purpose. We have demonstrated the will to adapt and continuously reposition this province and healthcare services as a strategic center of excellence. We are committed to providing continuous improvements and innovation to elevate our ability to deliver high-quality healthcare services that meet the diverse needs of our community. We are fostering a culture of collaboration and teamwork. The Department of Health is positioning itself as a global competitive player with global accessibility and reach that enables it to work seamlessly and closely with healthcare providers, research, and innovative institutions, stakeholders, and the public to ensure that all individuals have access to the best possible care. Through investment in research, innovation and development, training, technology, infrastructure development, the department aims to enhance its capabilities and deliver cutting-edge solutions, such as robotics that will improve health outcomes and overall well-being. The Free State Department of Health, together with the School of Medicine, is setting a new standard of excellence in healthcare delivery, demonstrating its dedication to serving the needs of the community and promoting a healthier future for all. We are living in exciting times that are littered with ample opportunities. We cannot be defined by our challenges, but by our determination to overcome. Global public health challenges are multifaceted issues that require coordinated responses from health systems worldwide. We emerged victoriously from the COVID-19 global pandemic by virtue of systems of outbreak responses that we had put in place for many years before the pandemic. We have learned valuable lessons during the pandemic that require us to put building blocks and in a new response system ahead of the resurgence of infectious diseases, including outbreaks such as your coronavirus, including mpox and antibiotic-resistant infections. We need the focused presence and attention of public health specialists to strengthen our response to non-communicable diseases, mental health, and amongst others. We are delighted that this launch of this important division of public health will strategically enable us to strengthen health policy and governance. This will ensure that there's effective health governance at all times to guarantee crucial timely response to public health challenges. Health systems must advocate for sound policies, engage stakeholders, and ensure accountability in health service delivery. Addressing these challenges requires a multi-sectoral approach, collaboration among governments, academic institutions, non-governmental organizations, and communities, as well as a sustained investments in public health infrastructure and research. Congratulations and well done.
Thank you very much, Dr. Mzangwa. Can we give Dr. Mzangwa a round of applause, please? We are going to hear from the candidates in the public health who will give us their perspective on the program on a national and international level. The first candidate that will request, I believe is a PhD, is Ms. Belinda Mukua. Can we give her a round of applause, please?
Thank you, Mr. Mokoena. Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you, Prof. Joyce and your team for inviting me this afternoon to come and share my PhD journey with everyone. I think it's going to benefit my fellow students. So people joining us online, I think it will definitely benefit my fellow students. Reflecting on my PhD journey this afternoon, it feels somewhat unreal. I'm sure you'll understand as I go on with the speech why I'm saying it feels unreal. But it's not surprising that Prof. Joyce invited me this afternoon to come and share my journey, because she really understands what I've been through and what my journey has been like. It has been a very long journey for me, winding journey filled with moments of excitement, frustration, doubt, but ultimately, I'm starting to see the light. When I first embarked on this journey, it was shortly after I obtained my master's degree, that was in 2018. And 2019, you thought, before I get lazy, just to avoid procrastination, I need to register my PhD. So I did exactly that on 2019, but unfortunately, because we didn't have the program here at UFS, I decided to look for it at another university. So 2019, 2020, the year was filled with, moments of excitement, as I've indicated, because you are busy with your concept note. You get to do your scoping review. You learn between the difference between your scoping review and your systematic review, to a point where we even, had the collaboration with other universities and students from other universities on implementation science, actually. So in 2020, we were busy with that, having workshops and learning all these new things. I saw endless possibilities, stretched in front of me, and I thought the journey was going to be linear. But, you just ask your question, find your good methods, find your answers, and write your thesis. And 2020, at the beginning of 2021, my concept was accepted. I finally registered in 2021. That's where the challenges started. So the main challenge was, not getting feedback from the supervisor, unable to reach my supervisor, no response when you send your work. Yes, it was a very serious emotional toll for me, but that did not stop me from writing. I did continue writing, even though the supervisor didn't, give me the feedback. At some point, yes, you question whether you would finish this journey. So I questioned myself whether, I could finish this journey at all. Especially when you see people around you making progress, and you get frustrated at the progress, the pace of your progress. So it's really an isolating feeling, that time when you feel like that. And end of 2020, it continued. 2021, months became years, unfortunately. So end of 2022, I decided, come January 2023, I'm going to withdraw. And I did exactly that. In 2023, beginning in January, I decided to withdraw from the program. And I didn't have a plan, to tell you the truth. I just wanted to have peace. So I decided to withdraw. And as soon as I received my letter, and I'm not exaggerating, I guess there's a turning point, to every journey. That's where my breakthrough was. I received the letter confirming my withdrawal, and a day after I received my letter, I found out that there's a new program here at the Division of Public Health. That was my biggest breakthrough. I came back home. I decided I'm coming back home, registered at the UFS, and I can't say I was excited. Really, I did register, Prof, but I wasn't excited. It was just, for me, a sense of relief to say I'm finally given a chance to complete my PhD studies. I remember on the day of the orientation, so many things were spoken. I was thinking, yeah, I've heard that before, I've been there before. A lot was spoken, and I did take notes. But what stayed in my heart is when Prof. Joyce ended with words of encouragement and said, from Isaiah 60 said, arise, shine, for your light has come, and the glory of the Lord rises upon you. That's when, the words of encouragement, I said I need to start working hard. And fast forward, I did really work hard, and I started to see the progress. Things are moving in the right direction. And one of the most valuable lessons I've learned during this journey is the importance of resilience. A PhD teaches you not only to embrace failure, but just also use that as a tool for growth. I realized that those moments of struggle weren't roadblocks, but they were stepping stones guiding me towards understanding myself. So before you get to the writing, you also need to understand your strengths and your weaknesses. And I'm confident that I do understand myself. And that has led to better writing, to tell you the truth. I remember when I defended my PhD, nerve-wracking as that defense was. But for me, it was a moment of pride as well as validation. And I think my support network, my supervisors, my current supervisors, I have 3 supervisors, Prof. Rasingani, Prof. Joyce, and Dr. Ndep. I also thank my colleagues, friends, and family for their unwavering patience and support. PhD is one of the most challenging things I've ever done, but also one of the most rewarding journeys I've ever embarked on. It has taught me that I'm more resilient and I'm more capable than I ever imagined. As I look ahead, I'm excited to see where this path will lead me next. This is just the beginning for me. And while I'm eager to move on to the next chapter, I'll always carry the lessons and experience from this journey with me. For anyone who's in the middle of their journey, my advice to you would be, embrace uncertainties and know that every setback is just a stepping stone to success. Yes, it's a long road, but in the end, it's worth every step. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ms. Belinda Mukua. May I request the House to give a round of applause while we welcome Ms. Puleng Rampalla on the stage for International Perspective.
My height always causes me to struggle with the mic. So good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, all protocol observed. And has been said, my name is Puleng, I'm from Lesotho. I'm an international student in the Division of Public Health. But today I stand before you, not just as a public health student, but as a big advocate of the cause that touches our lives in very profound ways. The importance of public health cannot be overemphasized. It is a foundation upon which all our healthy societies are built. So public health is a cornerstone of any thriving society, and the challenges we face in health today, from infectious diseases, conditions of mental health, health disparities, demand innovative solutions and a collaborative spirit, which is why today we feel privileged as international students to have been brought into this important conversation of public health within the University of the Free State. We have seen how public health crises in the recent years, whether pandemics, environmental issues, chronic diseases, do not respect borders. Diseases spread rapidly, information travels at lightning speed, and health choices of one nation or one country definitely have a ripple effect over the globe and other neighboring countries. So this interconnectedness underscores the critical role of public health experts within and across borders. What a befitting time for the University of the Free State to make this dream a reality. The Dean mentioned that if you have a dream alone, it never becomes a reality. I have had the dream for a long time, and it never became a reality until I shared with someone. Sometimes I regret sharing it because I could still be just dreaming. My colleague mentioned that there are times when you really want to just call it quits, but then you remember that you are accountable to the people that you share the dream with. So when we consider the recent COVID-19 pandemic, it really highlighted the importance of robust public health infrastructure. Public health experts were pivotal in tracking the virus, communicating vital information, advising on policy, and designing frameworks for managing even future pandemics. We saw tremendous local, regional, and global collaborations underscoring the importance of partnerships across borders. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm not here today to teach about public health, but this is just to affirm and emphasize the significance of this milestone, not only for the University of Free State, but for us in the SADC region, for us in the neighboring countries, and for Africa as a whole. I registered with the faculty and in this brand new division last year in 2023, after hearing of the opportunity from a colleague. This is the colleague I had shared the dream with, and if she had not known, she would not have told me. I had contemplated enrolling for my PhD in public health for a number of years. But as a mother, proximity from work and home was a big determinant for me. So when this came along at the University of Free State, I knew I had to take the opportunity. Yes, the odds were against me. I learned about it very late, so time was very short to do my concept note, do everything that was required, submit my application. I had to submit my master's qualifications for SAQA evaluations. I had no control over the process and the time they took. The finances, this was not on my plan, on my budget. I did not know this would come up in 2023. So yes, the odds were against me. But I forged through nonetheless. Fast forward to today, I stand here greatly humbled because through it all, I think the university, the division, and the faculty afforded us the patience, the time, the guidance to see us called PhD students registered with the university today. And you know, I could not even believe at the responsiveness, we would call it odd hours, and say, SAQA has not responded. Yes, I'm still waiting. Can you still wait for me? And I really have never heard anyone ask the university to wait for them. But here we are today. We were given opportunities to apply for funding, and that came and supported us in ways we never imagined. I hope I speak on behalf of my international students community when I say that we express our heartfelt gratitude to the faculty for their unwavering support and dedication. Your exceptional efforts in sharing information, opportunities, organizing those outreach classrooms outside of the South African borders, providing funding opportunities, those do not go unnoticed and unappreciated. These initiatives have greatly enhanced our experience and helped bridge the gaps between culture and individual circumstances for us as international students. Your commitment to fostering an inclusive and enriching environment has made a significant difference in our academic journey. We are excited about the potential of this new division to foster innovative solutions and promote regional and global collaborations. As we continue on this journey together, I would like to take a moment to acknowledge this big vision that the faculty had. I cannot imagine the amount of work that went into it to bring it to life. It is testament to the faculty's commitment to excellence in the education and in their unwavering belief of the transformative power of public health. I'm grateful to the entire team and leadership of the Public Health Division, and especially the faculty leadership. I remain very grateful to my supervisor, Dr. Mlando, in the audience. She told me not to mention her, but I am, for her guidance, her patience, and most of all, her energy. She can count how many times I said I was quitting, and she would say, just rest. So thank you very much. Thank you for your commitment to public health and for welcoming international perspectives into this important conversation. A renowned management consultant, educator, and author, Peter Trucker, once said, "Now we accept that learning is a lifelong process of keeping abreast with change, but the most pressing task is to teach people how to learn. We look forward to being taught how to learn. We look forward to learning, and we look forward to embarking on this journey together with you." Thank you.
Thank you very much for that international perspective, and thank you for the students' perspective on public health. I realize when I look at the program now that it's almost like a reply. It looks like the supervisors are now going to reply to say why they do not respond to the students, why don't they give feedback. Without putting pressure on Dr. Teluleko Maseko, who's having a PhD in public health, more than 10 years experience in public health research, leadership, management, and lecturing. Dr. Maseko supports activists of scientific writing throughout. He has published relevant manuscripts and articles relating to different conferences, assisted in drafting reports and participating in preparation of budgets and facilitating the publications for accepted medical journals and other scientific journals. As we put our hands together to welcome Dr. T. Maseko to represent the supervisors for public health. Dr. Maseko, the stage is yours.
The Chancellor, the Vice Chancellor, the Dean, the Vice Dean of the University, Executive Deans, Deputy Deans of other faculties, professors, head of departments, lecturers, student representatives, and distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, I greet you all. Good afternoon. I stand before you today to join you in this historical celebration of launching the Department of the Division of Public Health. It is a great honor to this historical ceremony, which is a special occasion and a time of celebration of the university and the community at large. This will open more doors in terms of the university achieving its Vision 130, and again, impacting in the community itself at large in the Free State. It is therefore a great honor to share a few thoughts on the supervisor's perspective of the launch or celebration, which is close to our hearts as supervisors and close to many of the hearts of South Africans and faculty members of the university. To be a successful supervisor in this division of public health, we have committed ourselves to lots of research. This has been evident by the speech from Prof. Joyce, which she mentioned that within 5 years we have published more than 30 articles in scientific recognized journals. It gives us a great pleasure as supervisors to be part of this milestone. It also gives us courage. And as we are, I would call amateur academicians, we're looking forward one day for us to be called professors. And we're also looking forward one day for our supervisees to be called doctors. So it is a mutual understanding and a mutual relationship that we share with our supervisees, which at the end of the day, we have both what you call a mutual benefit in terms of the relationship. It is With our experience as postgraduate experience in is an intensive relationship between a supervisor and a student. It has been mentioned by the previous speaker. She said she would write emails without getting response. I felt that as well, because before where I am now, I used to get the treatment as well. But now, I said to myself, when I get to that point of supervising a student, I'll make sure I do not do that to a particular student, because I know how it hits so hard to that particular supervisee. So we've committed ourselves as supervisors to provide regular contact, guidance, encouragement, and feedback. Provide timeless feedback on written submission and with constructive criticism. We also committed ourselves to provide support, advice drawn from our experience as supervisors. This is evident in that as supervisors, we have committed ourselves and said to our supervisees, because the mode of communication is diverse these days, we have created WhatsApp groups. So we have provided them with real-time contact within the supervisor and the student, because we know now and again we'll be checking our WhatsApp. You can either ignore the message, but the student will say, I'm just following up on this particular, you'll have to respond. So in that particular endeavor, we as supervisors, we have the flexibility of moving a further milestone in terms of sharing our personal contacts. These are not UFS contacts, for us to get to move and to get to where we want to desire, to get to what desired position. So it is in line with the university. The Division of Public Health Supervisors will continue lead in terms of innovation, new discoveries, research, which will ultimately feed to the broader implementation science of programming in the province. The Public Health Division will be able to do conversation in such a manner that the final product, which is the graduate, remains attractive, competitive, sustainable for the continuous evolving public health fraternity. Once again, let me offer our sincere gratitude to each and everyone that has made the Division of Public Health a reality. Siyabonga, thank you so much.
Thank you, Dr. Maseko. Can we give him another round of applause? May I humbly request the House to stand after food so that it can settle. It's not easy to request this when... Thank you very much. I'm going to request that while we are standing, I introduce our keynote speaker or keynote address. Completed a Master's of Public Health degree at Temple University, Philadelphia, United States of America, as a Fulbright scholar between 1996 and 1998, and a Doctor of Public Health from Sefako Magatho University in 2004, better known then as Medunsa. Currently, the Managing Director of Implementation Research at the Oram Institute in Johannesburg, and is a Nude Director of the Bafokeng Health and Democratic Surveillance Site. He is also a research fellow in the Department of Health Studies at UNISA. He previously worked for the Human Science Research Council as the Chief Research Scientist, Research Director, Deputy Executive Director, and Executive Director for the HIV/AIDS and TB research programs from 2006 to 2017. Between 2010 and 2013, he was the Professor of Public Health at the Monash University in Australia. Has served as a non-executive director on the board of the Medical Research Council between 2013-2015, and was a member of council of the University of Venda 2014-20 to 2017. He has helped to establish the Bafokeng Nursing College in the 1980s, the National School of Public Health at Medunsa, now known as Sefakomagatu, in the 1990s, and was the founding head of a new School of Health Science at the Monash, South Africa campus in 2010. Sorry for that. He's an expert on the implementation science of HIV, AIDS, and TB, and at global public health issues where he has also more than 100 peer-reviewed publications, books, and book chapters. He has supervised or co-supervised 45 completed master's and doctoral degrees in public health and health sciences globally. He currently supervises 11 PhD and master students in the public health at UNISA, University of Johannesburg, Witwatersrand, and University of Western Cape. May we humbly request Professor Godfrey Sitswe to give us the keynote speech. Round of applause, please. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you, Program Director. I apologize that you had to stand up for me. I felt like it was not deserved that you have to stand up for me. But I acknowledge the presence of the Chancellor of University of the Free State, Professor Mohale, the Vice Chancellor, Professor Roda, and the Dean, Professor Van Zyl, the leadership of the university here present, and the academics and the students who are here present. Let me use the word all protocol observed so that I include everybody. And thank you for the opportunity. I feel truly honored, and I truly feel blessed that I could be the one giving the keynote address. Let me just paint a picture here. I was invited in a letter about 2 weeks ago, and I read the invitation once, and I responded within a minute. I was paying back. Professor Tsokagwegweni was in the advisory committee when I was establishing a School of Health Sciences at Monash University. So she served on the advisory board, and they advised me, and within 2010 and 2013, we had established the School of Health Sciences, new from scratch. We had a Bachelor of Public Health, the Honors Bachelor of Public Health, the Postgraduate Diploma in Public Health, and also other degrees in psychology in 3.5 years. So there was no way I could not come when I was invited. So I'm saying that you have a bomb with Professor Tsokagwegweni. She really was pushing me as part of the advisory committee, and so I feel honored. And today I know you heard a lot about the public health program here at the University of the Free State. I am sharing the helicopter view about public health and the place of public health in South Africa. And so that the University of the Free State and the Division of Public Health can find their niche area, because there are so many things that are happening in public health, but you need to find a niche area, your area of specialization, where you are hitting better than anybody else in the country. I put in some slides, and I'm going to PowerPoint you to death. And but I hope I'm not going to exceed my time. What I want to achieve at the end is that people who did not know what public health is would have a better understanding of public health. And thank you, Program Director, for indicating that you had to go and Google on what public health is. And I want to start by defining public health to say, unlike medicine, nursing, and other clinical professions, public health is not about treating individual patients who are sick, but is a field that focuses on the maintenance and promotion of health at population level. We want to assure conditions in which people can be healthy. So health is primary and prevention is primary. There's a definition that comes from an American public health practitioner who established the Yale School of Public Health in 1887. And they did well because at the time they had a choice between a medical doctor and a microbiologist. And they chose a microbiologist who was also an environmental health specialist to develop their School of Public Health. And in the 20th century, at the beginning of the School of Public Health at Yale University, he defined public health as the science and art of preventing disease, prolonging life, and promoting physical and mental health and efficiency through organized community efforts. So it shows that public health is not only located within the health sector, but it is also part of community efforts that we normally see. And so public health is an interdisciplinary field that aims to increase the use of evidence-based services, to provide services outside the clinical setting, and to implement interventions that reach whole populations. So the patient, in this case, is the public, not individual patients. And there are several areas of public health that constitute what we know as public health. We have areas of health promotion, harm reduction, surveillance, communicable disease prevention, communication, health equity, and so on and so forth. And it's important to mention this because we need to indicate how big public health is. But there are what we call the 5 Ps of public health that actually shows you that we are so big and so broad that we look at issues like parity or health equity, we look at people, which are individual and community experiences that affect health, but we also look at the planet and also look at priorities like agencies and organizations and look at the practices or interventions that are implemented in public health. But public health is operating within the national system of health in our country. And our country has taken several measures over the years to improve and strengthen the public health system and healthcare delivery. But we have not seen significant improvements. Healthcare units, which can be the hospitals, the clinics, the provinces, and the districts, are functioning as individual segments. There is inadequate professionals, there's shortage of funds, there's a surge in health risks and patient inflow, and all these affect the capability of the existing healthcare system to provide adequate support. So the public health system is now rebuilding itself and working to enhance health and well-being by implementing the national health insurance. And the discussions around the national health insurance in South Africa started as soon as we attained independence. In 1995-96, we already had our first discussions around the social health insurance. We had commissions of inquiry that were set up, and the aim of the national health insurance was to develop a healthcare system that enabled access to high-quality, people-centered, and integrated healthcare for all South Africans. And who can argue with that? The World Health Organization has been calling for a universal health coverage. And in our country, we call it the National Health Insurance. In other countries, they call it the National Healthcare System. And this system is based on the principles of everyone who goes to the health services must be able to afford that there should be accessibility to healthcare at any time and anywhere you are. We must receive acceptable quality and of healthcare services, and the services that we want should be available at the point in which we're looking for them. But we need public health practitioners who are able to provide that kind of quality of care that we're talking about. And the Constitution of South Africa, particularly Section 27 of the Constitution, talks about access to health care as a right and population approaches to health, which underpin the National Health Act of 2003. But we all have a commitment to public health approach that is of high quality, better care. The problem is the role of healthcare personnel that are trained and those that are able to provide the care that we want. We need to ensure that the resources that are allocated in the healthcare system are able to meet the needs of the people, and that health services should emphasize interventions that address the social determinants of health, because health is not only about the viruses and bacteria. We also have got all sorts of things interfering with the health of people. Some years ago, around 2015, and there was an attempt to structure public health in South Africa, because public health has started out as public health medicine, where doctors were trained in public health medicine, and they continue to be trained in that way. Nurses were trained in community health nursing, and physiotherapists were talking about community physiotherapy, and occupational therapists were also talking about reaching out to communities through occupational health in the community, and so on and so on. But the concept of public health, while it is an old concept in the US starting in the 1800s, and most of the schools of public health at Harvard, at Johns Hopkins, and other places were established around 1908, 1907, and around there. But in South Africa, the first schools of public health, the University of the Western Cape was the first to establish a school of public health around 1995, 1996. And I mean, it was too late, for us to be able to get into the mood of public health. And so an attempt in 2015 was made to develop a National Public Health Institute of South Africa, and a bill was set up. That bill just died. It died a death. And so the Public Health Institute was supposed to coordinate the training of public health and the distribution of public health professionals in the country, and it did not go well. But I think we need to indicate that there were other initiatives, like the health workforce policies that were developed in this country, that were indicating that we recognize a need for health workforce planning, management, training, and employment, which was articulated in the Human Resource for Health Policy document that was released in 2011. And there's a section that focuses on public health training in that Human Resources for Health document. Firstly, that section affirmed the training of health professionals should be systems-based to improve the performance of health systems by adapting core professional competencies to specific contexts, noted that public health personnel were not institutionalized and that personnel performing public health function were not appropriately trained in epidemiology, planning, and statistical analysis, recognized the importance of health system reform, and wanted clarity about career paths for medical and other public health professionals. And it also said that public health responsibilities were to develop provincial and district health strategies and monitoring and evaluation frameworks to evaluate the outcomes of a re-engineered primary health care model. And it quantified the shortage of public health medicine specialists and public health professionals, and called for the reopening of nursing colleges, incorporation of lay health workers through the public primary health care health teams, and manager training. Now, all these things were said, but you can even see the last one, the reopening of nursing colleges and the growing of training programs. They were never implemented. And this is excitement to hear that the program that was started here at the University of the Free State already has 46 students in a short space of time. This is part of this human resources for health policy that need to be met in our country. But public health training has to be multi-sectoral, because one of the things when people get into a career like public health, when we started the program for public health at Monash University, the first questions that students were asking themselves were, when are we going to be called public health specialists? And I said, only after you have completed a master's degree. Just like when you are doing a degree in psychology, you ask the question, when am I going to be called a clinical psychologist? You are only called a clinical psychologist or a psychologist when you have a master's degree. And so I said the same thing about public health, that you cannot call yourself an epidemiologist if you have done 101 epidemiology in undergrad level. And so people want to know what the career prospects are. And because public health is multi-sectoral, it also has to indicate the academic part and the career path and what you need to do. But what we know is that we've got big challenges in our country that need to be attended to. These challenges can be attended to through the implementation of programs in the public sector, like in the provinces, like in the districts, but also through research that we conduct at universities and other institutions. The key problems are the quadruple burden of communicable diseases like HIV and TB, and also the non-communicable diseases like the cancers, diabetes, cardiovascular disease, injuries, crime and violence, mental health issues, and maternal and child health issues that we have in our country. So there is a lot of work to be done in public health, and you can choose one of those areas. You don't have to work on all of them. This list lists at least 14 schools or departments of public health that are in South Africa. I may have missed some of them, but you see the University of the Free State appears there because there has been training of public health medicine practitioners in this country at the University of the Free State, and others have been doing work at different levels. But most of them are taking doctors, nurses, and other healthcare professionals coming from different disciplines. They all meet at the level of a master's degree and at the MPH, and then after MPH, they do the PhD in public health. And that has been the model. But now the new ones, like Monash, South Africa, the school that I started at Monash University, started with an undergraduate program, the Bachelor of Public Health in South Africa. But what is the roles of the schools of public health? The multidisciplinary schools aim to produce skilled public health practitioners who are appropriately trained to address the health needs and challenges within South Africa. The schools of public health teach, they train registrars and medical students, and they conduct research on all areas of public health to improve the planning, managing, delivery, and monitoring of health services at different levels. While in the past, the focus was on clinical aspects. You know, we're looking only at medical problems and health problems. Now we also are looking at the system. How do we correct the healthcare system? How do we correct, the focus on prevention rather than on the care of people only? So the key focus areas for public health, and these are also called specializations in public health, range from what we call the measurement sciences, like epidemiology, biostatistics, demography, and population health. But we also have got health systems management and policy, where we focus on how health systems are operating and how policies are developed and implemented and analyzed. And there's a new area of implementation science, and this is the area where I work in. I do all my full-time work is on implementation science research on HIV and tuberculosis. It's a new area where we don't only want to conduct research, but we conduct research that is applied to the community. We say, here's a problem, we want to solve it out in the community and solve it with the community. Environmental and occupational health, for those that are, we've got environmental challenges at the moment with the weather patterns that are changing and things like that. We need to combine, and there's a new area called climate and health. And the funders are looking for people who want to conduct research on the effects of climate and health. For example, many places like the Eastern Cape have been hit by floods, and so we want to know, what is the impact of the floods on health, and how can we be prepared, because there's also something called disaster preparedness in public health that we're looking at. So these areas of environmental and occupational health are helping us to do those things. But the health of people is also related to how they relate to other people in society and also their behaviors, smoking, drinking alcohol, and all those other things, and also the stress and strains of modern life need to be researched, and public health offers us that opportunity. But also maternal and child health, there are many issues that affect the health of mothers and children. It is so sad in a country, a middle-income country, that you still have a mother who dies during delivery or children who die immediately after. We need public health practitioners who are working on prevention to ensure that we do not have this high maternal and child mortality rates that we experience in our own country. But as you develop the new division of public health at the university, know that there is support for you. There are resources in this country. The Medical Research Council has been around for many years. They conduct research on quadruple burden of maternal and newborn and child health, on HIV, AIDS, and TB, and on the non-communicable diseases. The West School of Public Health has multidisciplinary research units like the Center for Health Policy, which conduct health policy and systems research. And there is a research chair now also at West, which conducts research on the health workforce for equity and quality. So all these issues that we've been raising about staff appear here, and there is a West program on social determinants of health and health equity. But there's also a developmental pathways for health. So this one looks at what we call, it started as the Mandela Children, what we were calling the birth to 20, and now it's birth to 20 plus. Kids who were born in 1994 were followed up in research, and you follow them up until they become adults, and you look at markers of what is the cause of ill health among these children. And if they do die, what is the cause of death? Is it violence? Is it injuries? Is it their smoking habits or their behaviors and attitude? And they were followed up. Now it is called Birth to 20 Plus, and it is a program that shows that you can actually develop a program and follow up on people. But it cannot be the whole country, obviously, because it is somewhere in Gauteng. You may need to develop something in the Free State for that matter. HERO is a health economics. Health economics is a new area where we need to look at, how much are we spending on healthcare for an ordinary citizen as compared to someone who's on medical aid, and the costs of healthcare in different areas of our lives. But there's also research entities in public health, and I'm glad to announce that I had applied for the Bafokeng Health and Demographic Surveillance node in the Bafokeng area in Rustenburg, and it has been accepted. I think the announcements will come in the news in the next 2 or 3 weeks. But we find that there were already 6 nodes that were doing longitudinal research on public health, the health of the public. You cordon off a public, for example, Dimamo, the Dikale villages around Limpopo, and Agincourt is the villages around Bushbuck Ridge, and GRT inspired is communities around Attridgeville and Hillbrow, while Ari is the communities around Umkanyakude in the northern KwaZulu-Natal. Usinga is communities around Umlazi, and C-Sharp is the urban communities around Bishop Lavis in the Cape. And now the 7th one is the rural communities of the Royal Bafokeng community that are now doing longitudinal research to look at the health and social well-being of the community. You follow up this community, you don't just come in and walk away. You are there forever. I mean, like Agincourt was started in 1992, they are continuing now. They now know if someone has got a hypertension, where are they, and how are they progressing, and where are they referred, and stuff like that. They work with the local healthcare services to identify the markers of problems and to deal with those issues. There's also the Center for Health Economics and Decision Making, the Priceless, and if we need to understand the cost of healthcare, And the Human Sciences Research Council has been conducting what we call population-based surveys. I worked at the HSRC, and we're looking at the 60,000 people in South Africa to do a research on HIV/AIDS, and not only the prevalence and the incidence of HIV/AIDS, but also the behaviors that put people at risk of HIV/AIDS. It is actually one of the winners in how we dealt with HIV/AIDS. For understanding what the causes of HIV/AIDS were, we were able to put in the relevant interventions in this country. No wonder these days, we have the relevant treatments now. We have very few people who worry about HIV/AIDS because we have also gotten preventive measures for HIV/AIDS. And so you have resources that you can work with. They also do that research in the Free State, and I think they presented the results, DDG, of the population-based survey for the Free State province. Okay. But for someone who in your family is saying, if I go into public health, how is the articulation of this public health? All right? Because I indicated that previously there was no articulation. I matriculated in 1980. In 1981, I got trained as a nurse. And then I did a diploma in nursing, and then the degree in nursing, and I did all those many diplomas that gives you many bars. I have one of many of those bars in my shoulder, okay? And then I did the honors in nursing, and then I taught at the university in the nursing department. I was the first male to teach in the nursing department. But at that time, that's the opportunity where I wanted to cross into public health, because I thought I could do more, not only with nursing, but with public health. And, and so many of us are like me, who are in public health. They either were doctors, clinical doctors, or they were physiotherapists, occupational therapists, or social workers, and they got into public health. Now, the new articulation says, you can start with a Bachelor of Public Health degree for 3 years, and for some, they go into countries where there is graduate entry medical program for 4 years with a bachelor's degree, and then you do 4 years, and then you become a doctor. Because many of the people who come into public health, they wanted to become medical doctors. And so it also gives them an opportunity if they want to go into medicine. But if you like, you continue and you get into an honors Bachelor of Public Health, or you do a postgraduate diploma in public health that Prof. Tsoka Gugweni was talking about. And then you can do a Master of Public Health degree. At this stage, you can now specialize in epidemiology, in statistics, or you become a health manager, or you become a researcher. And then with a doctorate in public health, or a PhD in public health, as they call it at this university, you can now call yourself an epidemiologist, a statistician, a health director, academic. These are the people who are supposed to become our professors in public health. We need more of those, and supervise the many students who are on the line so that we get them to graduate a lot quicker. There's no need for someone to do a PhD 6 years like we used to do. You can do a PhD. The university rules say 3 to 5 years, and so you can do a PhD 3 years and 5 years, but a good quality PhD. And so a summary here, the Bachelor of Public Health is now coming up with new words. They call it a new generation degree. It's revolutionizing public health. It is talking about game-changing public health. And so this is the excitement about public health, that you have a qualification that can actually link up with others. We find that doctors and nurses still have a lot of work to do, but there are certain things that can be done by public health professionals so that they can concentrate on treating sick patients, and that patients who are not sick, who need vaccinations, people who need prevention care, they can be taken care of by these public health professionals. And so this training is quite necessary, and I thought I should flag a little bit on it. The postgraduate diploma in public health, it's a good idea to have it at the university here, because we come from different clinical backgrounds, and we are not grounded in the basics of epidemiology, of statistics, and the basics of research methods in public health. And this is the time to be able to do that in the postgraduate diploma in public health. It also goes with the Bachelor of Public Health. But there is also a new program that has started, and I think it's in many other countries of the world. These guys are called disease detectives, okay? If you have a new disease, you know, we had COVID-19 coming up, and we did not have detectives to see COVID ahead of time. We need detectives, and if there is mpox, we should not just keep quiet. We should keep quiet, but knowing that there are detectives who are checking out this. So these are epidemiologists, or we call them field epidemiologists. They go out into the community and they go and look for the rats that cause infections. They look for the frogs that cause infection. If there is Marburg fever, they go and look for the mosquitoes that are causing malaria and Marburg fever and so on. They are disease detectives, they are microbiologists, they are epidemiologists, they come from all fields, and they are able to work together and identify where an epidemic is going to be established, and they can nip it in the bud. For example, in a country like Rwanda now, there is an epidemic of Marburg fever that is starting in. The field epidemiologists are supposed to be there, trained out. They can be doctors, they can be nurses, they can be infection control officers, and all of them work together. So the training at the moment is still located at the University of Pretoria and the Wits University for now. And I think other universities should come on stream to be able to develop those. And instead of doing a standard MPH, you could do what we call the field epidemiology training program for 2 years and graduate. And I think at the bottom here, I do indicate that people are awarded a Master of Science degree in field epidemiology from either Wits or University of Pretoria. And the Master of Public Health is the crown in the jewel of public health programs. Everybody talks about the MPH, and when the guys in business, Prof. Mohale, talk about MBA, we talk about the MPH. It used to be a terminal degree before we had the doctorates, and we used to feel like if you have a master's in public health, you know, the DDG and others can look up to you and say, hey, we have a problem in the Free State, can you come in and sort us out? So an MPH should train people so well that they are able to help the provinces, the districts, and parts of the country to be able to deal with problems. And they can come up in any of those disciplines of epidemiology, statistics, and health systems research, social and behavioral health sciences, and so on and so forth. And the last one is the highest professional qualification for individuals focusing in public health. It's called the PhD in Public Health, as you call it here. But if you see the title of a Doctor of Public Health, and this is what I did, it's a Doctor of Public Health is the same level as a PhD, but it is a professional degree. The Doctor of Philosophy, it's a research science degree. This one, it is a professional degree. If you have a Doctor of Public Health, we expect you to be able to provide leadership in the health services, to be able to be a public health practitioner at a high level. You know, our DGs, our DDGs are expected to be operating at the level of a DRPH. But if you want to become a scientist, then you can do a PhD and do science and research and help us solve problems from the science perspective. But we want DRPH also to help us from the other angle. And it has got the same specializations. You cannot become a generalist with a DRPH. You need to become a specialist in one area or another. And I have chosen the area of implementation science for myself, and that's why I combined a bit of social sciences and epidemiology, and I call myself a social epidemiologist, and also work in the field of social epidemiology. In closing, I want to say to you, to achieve universal health coverage, South Africa needs a cadre of public health professionals to deal with the health system's challenges and to manage health services efficiently. Although there are many schools of public health that are producing so many graduates in this country, there is a gap in the market, Prof. Tsoka Gogweni and the team, for training various categories of public health professionals. You have seen already for 2025, you have 200 applications, you have only 30 places. The other universities are saying the same thing. You know, now you have an opportunity of taking the students with the highest grades who have the biggest promise and who are most relevant, especially those that are working in the health services where the need is great. I want to send my best wishes to your Division of Public Health at the Faculty of Health Sciences at the University of the Free State as you relaunch and get on and do the great work of training public health professionals. I thank you.
Thank you very much, Prof. May I request that we give Prof another round of applause, please. One has learned so much in 3 hours. I think those who are in academia can say in 3 hours it's not enough to say you are qualified in a particular module. But today, I feel, Prof, you can send me for public health. I'll be better able to explain it than 3 hours ago. Thank you very much for this opportunity. In closing, on my side, I would like to thank the organizers for giving me this opportunity and thank all of you for being patient with me. Where I have made a mistake, please pardon me. But the vote of thanks is going to be done by Dr. Mpochipu from the School of Nursing. After her, I will not be coming on stage again. The Botswana cultural dancers will once more give us an item after Dr. Mpochipu. May we give her a round of applause as she comes to do vote of thanks.
Good evening. I'm here on behalf of Dr. Sebayeng from my HOD from the School of Nursing. A big thank you to our distinguished guests, our online viewers, our organizers, students, the Rainbow Earth Catering Company. The food was very nice. Thank you so much, but I don't see them now. I think they are outside. Thank you so much for the food. It is an honor and privilege to stand before you today as we have celebrated the launch of the Public Health Division. This occasion marks a new beginning and a transformative journey towards a future that we envision to inspire excellence in public health globally. To Prof. Joyce Kwekweni, wow, I don't have words to explain this. We really appreciate your initiative together with your team. If the team is here, can you please stand up? We thank Dr. Mulondo. Dr. Mulondo, are you here? You can stand up together with your team. Dr. Ndlofu, Dr. Nshangasi, Dr. Monteli, Ms. Mbokazi, Mr. Mayeko, Mr. Zulu, Ms. Petunia. I don't see the team. Where is the team? Today, I just want to say we really appreciate you are a great team. You are a team of innovators. You are a team of winners. Keep on doing great. Thank you. Our program director, Mr. Jack Mokwena, thank you so much for steering us today towards the program with such grace and precision. Your leadership has kept us engaged. You even entertained us. And we were focused. And your time management, it was great. Thank you so much, Mr. Mokwena. The management team, Faculty of Health Sciences, Prof. Chris Feljun, Prof. Pes, Prof. Collier. Without management, we are nothing. Thank you for managing us. To our Dean Vice Chancellor, Prof. Anthea Roda, thank you for your unwavering commitment to excellence in education. Your words of wisdom today have reinforced our belief in the power of student-centered learning. It is through this approach that we will build future public health professionals who are not just knowledgeable, but deeply engaged in addressing the pressing health issues of our time. Our Dean, Prof. Gert van Zyl, thank you so much. Your guidance, it has been instrumental in shaping the vision of this division. Your passion for excellence and innovative research is the heartbeat of our endeavor. We look forward to many milestones as we achieve under your leadership. I'm also grateful to say thanks to Mr. Mzangwa from Free State Health for your presence and support today. Your commitment to public health and policy has inspired us to think globally but act locally as we collaborate in finding solutions to improve the health and the well-being of our communities. Thank you so much. My heartfelt thanks to the keynote speaker. We learned a lot today. Prof. Sitswe, and for sharing such a profound and enlightening address. You reinforced the importance of quality, accessibility, better care, availability of resources. Your insight into the future of public health, innovation, and diversified research has left us all inspired and eager to push the boundaries of what we achieved. To our student representatives, Ms. Mukua, together with our international student, Ms. Puleng Rampala, thank you for reminding us of the heartbeat of our institution, the students. Your enthusiasm and commitment to learning reflect the student-centered approach that we so proudly embrace. We are excited to support you throughout your studies. To our supervisor representative, Dr. Maseko, thank you for your dedication to mentoring the next generation of public health scholars. We truly appreciate. Your words today remind us that guidance and support are critical as we aim to cultivate a culture of excellence through engaged and innovative research. I would also like to thank the following: Mr. Fuabala, Prof. Bonang Mohale, and Dr. Mokwena from Community Health. Thank you so much for your speeches. And then, I don't know if I have left anyone from here, but I think I have included everyone. And then the last enclosure, I would like to thank everyone here today. If I have missed your name, please, my apology. Each of you is an essential part, you are an essential part of this momentous journey. Together, through collaboration, innovative thinking, and a commitment to diversity, we are creating a future in which the public health professionals will continue to inspire change, not just in our communities, but globally. How can I forget our musical item by the UFS cultural dancers? But what I have noticed today, they entertained us. But as academics, I didn't see anyone dancing. I don't know. In my mind, I just thought, I think they are researching. Thank you so much for today. Program Director, thank you so much. The stage is yours. You can finish from.
Thank you very much. I had thought that I will not come back to the stage, but I would like to request the Dean of the Faculty of Health Sciences, Prof. Gert van Seen, and request the Vice Dean, Teaching and Learning, and the Vice Dean, Research and Transformation to come and hand our appreciation, especially to the Chancellor of the University, our keynote speaker, and I don't see Dr. Mzangwa, but everything is okay. Thank you very much. May we give them a round of applause, and they will do it their way. Thank you. As they hand them out, may we give a round of applause. Thank you very much. A round of applause, please. Thank you very much. Really appreciate. Thank you very much. The Botswana cultural dancers. All of you will get something. I like how Prof. Joyce does it. She waits until the last moment so that you are asking yourself, am I leaving empty-handed? So as you go out, there will be something for you also. Thank you very much. After the dance, let's enjoy the dance. Botswana, I like the word University of the Free State cultural dancers. Please come on stage. The stage is yours.